Hey, nerds. We understand you. Drop those controllers. Lose the wizard hat. And ready your Cheetos. It's time for some hard-hitting talk about the movies, books, and games you love. So get ready, oh searcher of useless knowledge. It's time to step into the Geek Cave. Now, broadcasting from a top secret and totally awesome hidden base, I'm Kent Harris, and here's Darrin Wright, Justin White, and Chad Savage.
Guess who's back? Yeah, that one character. It's Geek Cave Podcast Comics. I'm Darrin.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Chad.
March Madness is here, folks. Darrin has gone into a complete state of hysteria. Chad's insanity knows no bounds. My lunacy puts Daffy Ducks to shame. Also, I'm not a sports guy, so I'm assuming that's what they mean by March Madness. Welcome to comics.
I would just like to say, for legal purposes, we spelled madness with 3 S's, so please leave us alone, CBS.
Yes.
They're very litigious.
I'm sure they are.
Third month lunacy?
Third month lunacy.
Yes, third month lunacy.
In my full-time gig, we can't use the March whatever, and we also cannot use the large dish.
The superb owl?
The superb owl, if you will.
I would watch a superb owl for several hours.
The big game at the end of the season, that kind of thing. It's podcasting, so it's a gray area. We might be okay, but either way, just to cover our butts, 3 S's.
Anyway, let's talk about something we can talk about. Gamefly. With membership options for every budget, plus gifts for all gamers, Gamefly has thousands of titles that you can keep for as long as you want. And when you're done, just send them back in the postage-paid envelope for a new one. Or keep it forever and pay a lot less than in-store prices. Sign up for your free 30-day trial right now using the link at geekcavepodcast.com. How y'all doing?
You know, I'm here with you guys, and that makes the whole week better.
I am above ground and still breathing. I'm good.
Hey, all good things. Darrin, have you partaken of any literature lately?
Here, boy. Here, boy.
Be gentle.
Be gentle.
Be gentle.
Be gentle.
It's Darrin's first time. Motherfucker, I told you be gentle.
Welcome to Darrin's First Time, where I pick a random book that I've never read before, and I ask myself, is this book going to be my new best friend, or do I need to send this book off to the pound?
I'd rather it go to the pound than the farm upstate.
Well, I mean, come on. This month we're looking at a book called Man's Best, a miniseries published by Boom Comics, Boom Studios. Let me set you the stage here. Space, the final frontier. This month on Darrin's First Time, I take a look at a book that follows the voyages of 3 four-legged... Okay, well, one of them only has 3 legs. I'll explain. Adventurers who are wandering a strange new planet in search of humanity's last hope and new chew toys, and probably some pats and treats. See, Man's Best follows 3 emotional support animals. Athos, the cat with mech armor. Porthos, the golden retriever with a cybernetic leg. I know what you're thinking, but no, the third one's name is Lovey. A French bulldog with a rocket and a couple of machine guns mounted to his back.
I reject that.
Yeah, well, they were going to be named after the 3 Musketeers, but apparently his owners named the third one Lovey because he's just a lovey dude.
With a rocket launcher.
With a rocket launcher.
With a rocket launcher.
So their owner is Dr. Winters. She's a scientist involved with the Starship Horizon. They're looking for a new home for humanity because humanity did what humanity does to planets.
Screws up?
Yeah. We ruined the last one. Besides being friendly companions for the crew, these animals have 2 jobs. Number 1, undergo combat training against robots they call clangers because they clang, They're basically testing out Dr. Winter's, safety equipment. The golden retriever has one too few legs. She's got 3 legs, so she's got a cybernetic leg that also generates a force field, for example. The cat's mech suit can be used for excavation. And they put a rocket on a French bulldog because why not?
Well, of the animals that you've named.
Yeah. And the other job is to keep anyone and everyone away from something the pets only know of as the don't touch. It's blocked off in a high-security area, and don't touch it. They presume that it's going to cause reality to explode or something. So don't touch. Yeah. Now, naturally, something goes wrong when their ship is attacked by alien robots. Ship ends up crashing on a strange planet. The pets survive because the writers aren't monsters. No. They will seemingly die several times over the miniseries, but keep being brought back because they're not monsters. They're just a little monsterish.
So it's an endless loop of the last 5 minutes of the animal movie where
Incredible
with Michael
Journey?
J. Fox. The Incredible Journey. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting to that, dude. This is basically Homeward Bound in space is what this
Homeward
is.
Bound, that was the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Incredible Journey, Homeward Bound, yeah. But most of the crew is dead. Dr. Winters is missing. So is the captain. So is the Don't Touch, which looks like it was just ripped right off of the side of the ship. So now Athos, Porthos, and Lovey need to find their human and save humanity. I read the whole miniseries. I didn't stop with just the first issue, so that kind of tells you already where we're going here. But yeah, it's basically Homeward Bound in space, but instead of the golden retriever being the one in charge, it's the cat, who is super unsure of himself. So that leads to some drama and infighting. They end up meeting a race that, an alien race that is so complex, they can't comprehend what they look like, so the aliens project what they think will be calming to the animals, and basically you get Mayor McCheese. Like a human body, but a hamburger for a head, and another one's got a pizza for a head. It's basically food. The art's good. There's good humor here and there. I'll never look at Pac-Man the same way again. I'm interested in the world building going on. Plus, it's cybernetically enhanced pets fighting robots. So what's not to love?
Okay.
Long story short, I'll give this book all the treats. And you can give Man's Best a shot if you come across it. You can read the entire thing for free right now on Hoopla.
All right.
What's it called again?
Man's Best.
Man's Best.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they repeatedly make it look like the animals die, or the animals die and are brought back?
Well, let's see.
You're just going to go ahead and spoil it for us here.
Yeah, spoiler. Lovey is seemingly killed by a creature that looks like Pac-Man.
Okay.
But it's okay because it resuscitated him because it needs to feed off of his emotions because that's how it eats. So, continuously siphoning that off. But they were able to save him. The golden retriever has something horrible happen to her where instead of just a cybernetic leg, she's a cybernetic dog except for the head now by the end of the story. Cat's okay, though. Cat turns out pretty good. And another spoiler alert, the doctor that they're looking for turns out not a good doctor.
Imagine
go
that.
fig.
Yeah.
So the reason I asked this is because the way you said that reminded me of what happens to Kenny in the South Park movies or TV show. You know that Kenny dies every episode, and then there's a point where he died. He just wasn't back on the show for a couple months,
a couple seasons almost,
and then he comes back, and he's got a little sister at this point. So the in-universe canonical explanation is that every time Kenny dies, his mom gives birth to a new Kenny in the middle of the night, and he grows up to where he was overnight.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
not what happens here.
So the reason he was gone for X amount of episodes and seasons is because the mom was already pregnant with the sister, and so Kenny couldn't be magically reborn.
That's both stupid and amazing.
And there's also black magic occult stuff involved.
Well,
Sure.
yes.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. But no, in this case, the dogs and the cat survive the book.
Sort of.
For the most part, and they're all alive. Mm-hmm. And it's like a bittersweet but kind of happy ending. It's left open-ended so they could do a sequel if they wanted to, that kind of thing. So I still think it's a really good book.
Well, it's fiction because the cat is unsure of itself.
Right? Even the most uncertain cat would be like, I'm in charge of the dogs. Let me handle this.
Robotic dog? Okay, yeah, I can see that. Oh, wait, a cat with anxiety? Well, thank you, Darrin.
Yeah.
Chad.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hello.
You read anything lately?
Well, yes, Darrin let me borrow a bunch of Green Lantern books, and
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I've been reading, and, well, I got a bit of a stupid question.
Uh-huh.
And now it's time for Chad Savage's Stupid Question.
So, the Lantern Corps, not just the Green Lantern, but all of them,
yes.
they're all based on the color spectrum, right? Mm-hmm. Does this disqualify a blind species from being in the Lantern Corps?
See, because then that beggars the question, like, do they just become the lantern of their, like, a color that they know?
Well, if you're blind, do you
Yeah,
even have a
exactly.
concept of color?
Right, yeah.
Well,
You just show up one day like, hey, it's a Green Lantern, and they'll be like, am I?
You get somebody who actually has like a couple of different color lanterns.
I'm going to turn the tables on you. I got a question for you.
Sure.
What if they're colorblind?
Some asshole shows up, it's me, the Brown Lantern.
But I mean, even a person who's colorblind, while they may not necessarily see the color,
Yeah,
there's this
there's a concept of it.
concept of sight
Yeah,
that is inherent to it.
yeah. And what kind of colorblind? Are we talking like red, blue, green, or are we talking, because there's layers.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I get, put this in a Marvel universe. Could Daredevil be a lantern?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. With the super hearing that lets him kind of conceptualize objects.
Well, and he wasn't always blind, so
No.
he would know the colors. So yeah, he'd absolutely probably green.
So, robot dog, huh?
Robot dog, French bulldog with a rocket and 2 submachine guns attached, and cat with a mech suit.
I've not read this, but my headcanon is the French bulldog speaks with a French accent.
I always pictured the French bulldog with like a Jersey accent.
Yeah. Okay, what's funnier? All right, I'm going to fire my missiles, or I'm going to take a nap and then fire the missiles.
Well, he complains a lot, so does that kind of like narrow it down?
No.
No? Yeah. Chad, I think we got off.
Chad,
off of
your family's
question.
from Jersey. Tell us, does that narrow it down?
Well, the complaining is definitely a Jersey thing. I mean, but it's also going to come out with a whole lot of F-bombs.
Yeah, Levy doesn't swear in the book.
So probably French. Just an overall arching sense of superiority.
Are we still talking about the French or or people from Jersey?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Their accents are indistinguishable from one another, really.
I guess we'll get back to that question.
Well, yeah, we'll circle back around, maybe.
Sure.
Any other reviews? Anybody read anything else? Anything they want to talk about?
I kind of fell off. I I'm still going to be collecting Ultimate Spider-Man in the trades, but I kind of fell off. I did hear that DC and Marvel are going to be doing 2 more crossover one-shots.
I did hear that. What's up with that?
They've said nothing other than that they're coming this year.
So they need money. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, I mean, the DC Marvel Omnibus sold well, so I imagine it has something to do with that. I'd love for them to just, I don't know, reprint JLA Avengers, or at least make it available digitally, but
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But, whatevs.
But now, if you want comic news, geekcavepodcast.com. Liz does a pretty good job keeping up with that.
Absolutely.
And, I told the guys before the show started, I could talk about the plans to bring Gwen Stacy back, but, I've had kind of a rough week, and I don't need my blood pressure there yet.
Yeah. So anyway, Kent?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Prepare yourself for Justin's Long Box. Yeah, baby. Extra long.
So for this month's long box, I had higher hopes for this character than
It's a good start.
it turned out.
It's a good start.
So today we're talking about Marvel's The Hood.
Okay.
Parker Robbins is a character in the Marvel Universe. His father worked closely with Kingpin. And he witnessed a few things growing up that kind of shaped him towards a life of crime. One night, Parker's cousin tells him about a job at a warehouse that's housing valuable goods. Taking the job, they stumble upon an abandoned mystic ritual, resulting in an encounter with a demon. Parker shoots the demon, seemingly killing it, and steals its hooded cloak and boots, because he didn't want to leave empty-handed. The boots allow him to levitate, and the cloak allows him to become invisible while holding his breath. Using the powers to commit petty robbery, he agrees to steal a shipment of blood diamonds. Unfortunately, he crosses a crime boss who hired Constrictor, Jack O'Lantern, Shocker, and Madame Rapier to guard them. Parker overpowers them and steals half of the shipment for himself. And there's a shootout, of course, and Parker flees, and he is dubbed the Hood by the authorities. He goes on to have some misadventures in space with Spider-Man, Venom, Medusa, Hank Pym and the Wasp, Kraven the Hunter, and returns back to Earth after some shenanigans. He begins his quest to become the kingpin of all supervillains in New York by kind of amassing a large contingent of villains in a meeting where he gives each of them $25,000 of seed money, partly to gain their confidence, partly for loyalty, and he promises much more if they join him. In the back of a rundown bar later, he's confronted by Wolverine, who overhears his plans to run Deathlock through the lobby of the Avengers Tower. Basically, use this as a battering ram. He manages to shoot Wolverine in the crotch before assuming the form of the demon whose cloak he wears. He didn't know he could do this. It turns out that the demon and the power and all of that stuff come from Dormammu.
Have we come to bargain?
Apparently. Now, I could go on about this character, but the majority of what this character does is crime boss stuff. He just happens to wear a really cool cloak and boots that make him fly. He doesn't go on supervillain shenanigans. He goes on regular crime shenanigans. He's actually kind of a letdown.
The only exposure I've had to the Hood was the Mary Jane and Black Cat one shot that came at the end of the Spider-Man Beyond storyline, where MJ basically helps Black Cat steal something from the Hood, and by doing so, we get Mary Jane disguising herself as black cats. There are two black cats, which leads to the amazing line, Felicia telling Mary Jane, "I'm surprised you were able to get your dump truck ass into one of my suits."
Isn't that also the one where Peter wakes up and sees them both in the costume and goes, "Am I having that dream again?"
Be gentle, yes.
Be gentle, yeah. I should have talked about that because honestly, the Red Hood is just a throwaway character that.
Well, the Hood.
The Hood, yeah. Sorry. Well, his hood is red.
No, yeah. He's not.
He's not Red Hood from DC Comics. That is a kind of a complex, cool character. The Hood is really just your average jerk who has some cool stuff but doesn't use it to its full potential.
Like Marvel editorial.
Yeah, so there is some of the things that you never wanted to know about the Hood, because honestly, I got so bored reading up on this guy. But it was too late in the week to fix somebody else. Kids, do your homework and do it early.
You know, one day we should pick the character that he has to do this on.
I mean, April's next month. We could do it as an April Fool's.
We could.
Oh,
But-
I want to once again thank our sponsor, GameFly.
Well, you all could also just send me the movie that needs to be done, and
Yeah, but that put
we could give Darrin the the copy of Our Love Is Real that he needs to read.
Be sure to check out our other shows. You want me to watch what? The Week 3 podcast, The Sporadic TLDR, and on YouTube, Geek Cave Plays and Retromantics.
Yep.
Yep. I was giving Chad room to whatever.
Nope. You don't like the idea? It's fine. You don't.
It's fine. You never call.
Fine. You never call. You never write.
You don't like
Look us
my
up on-
ideas.
Look us up on social media, including Discord. Links to all of them can be found at geekcavepodcast.com. And on Discord, you get to talk to us directly. Oh, be sure to tell your friends about us. We're on all your favorite podcast services. And now, here is your out-of-context comic panel. It's tiny, so I need to zoom into my notes. There we go. Ha ha ha. We see Smokey the Bear. And the caption says, I'm going to read the caption, and you fill in the blank because it describes the picture perfectly. While
Okay.
camping in the woods, the Human Torch is stomped to death by Smokey the Bear. Because only you can prevent forest fires.
Yeah, he shouldn't be in the woods.
No, he shouldn't.
That's really Johnny's fault.
It is. For Kent, Darren, and Chad, I'm Justin. This has been the Wonderful World of Comics. And remember, everyone's a geek for something.